What's up, Steve?
Good morning, Jamie.
Is it morning?
Somewhere.
It's morning anywhere, really, if you think about it. It is very cold outside right now. Have you
Freezing.
have you been outside yet?
Yes,
Freezing.
it's very cold. I
I walked
kind of fell on my ass on the driveway. So my driveway's frozen.
did a whole like banana peel esque slip.
Yeah.
Zoop. When I wake up in the morning, I walk out onto my back porch and just kind of you know there's like a forest back there, and I'll kind of like stretch and do my little morning stuff. And I went outside and I said, nope. It went right back in. It is
Yeah.
freezing out there. Big cold front. But enough about that. What do we have on the docket today, Steve?
We got three things to talk about as normal. Do you want to hear the
Biz.
first one?
All right. What we got? Yeah.
Ja well, Jamie, we have to pour one out for 14 games that Disney delisted from Steam. Can we have a moment of silence for our lost media?
Took my hat off that I'm not actually wearing.
What? We need a minute of silence, Jamie.
Sorry. Whoa. Are we doing a minute for like each game? Like, you want me to like
No, for all of them.
here's all of them? Oh, okay. Yeah. It's 14 minutes of silence. That's a lot of silence, man. I think we can move on. Okay, so 14 games delisted from Steam. These are all
Yeah.
Disney games specifically, I've noticed.
Disney owns them.
Yeah, was I wrong? I
I
think
don't
I'm
know. Would
still
you call
right.
Stunt Island a Disney game? But
They own it. It's their thing.
yeah.
So why were these games delisted?
It's, I don't know. Nobody
Oh.
knows. Disney. I'm guessing. Probably because they weren't selling. I was looking through the games. I looked at all of them. Looked at their Steam pages.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a l- a lot of them had low reviews, so I'm guessing they just weren't selling.
Uh,
Um,
but like the lowest
one
one I think is like almost 700 reviews here, but that's like a classic. Like
That's the
Disney's
highest one, Jamie.
Hercules? Yeah.
That's the highest one.
I mean, still, why would that get removed?
Probably because it wasn't selling. It came out in 1997.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
How many people are
but
going back to play Disney's Hercules or um Disney's Planes?
planes. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean.
I don't know. They had the newest one. Oh, that is Disney Planes.
Yeah. It
But the next newest one is Phineas and Ferb. New Inventions.
was a PC only
Uh,
release, it looks like.
yeah, they released it on Steam in 2012, and I got 22 reviews.
That's literally nothing.
Oh, but it can be smaller, Jamie. Stunt
How much
Island.
smaller?
Stunt Island got 9 reviews. And that was released
Okay.
back for MS-DOS in 92.
An MS-DOS game on Steam that no one has ever heard of course that has 9 reviews. And they're mixed, by the way, from what I'm looking at here.
Yeah. So
So either I'm thinking a
that's
lot of
the
these are
Steam rating.
probably just like not great games, period, right?
Yeah,
But
like the probably the best the would be Hercules and Armed and
mhm.
Dangerous.
See, I've heard about it, Armed and Dangerous, but I don't know anything about it actually.
I've never played it myself, but I do know that it's kind of like a lot of it has like a cult following. A lot of people really
Yeah.
love the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then why would that be taken off? It's weird that they would like remove games from their platform when hosting them on there at this point doesn't cost them anything, right?
Yeah, you would think it would that like it costs Steam something. Maybe Steam like charges a fee to put them on there, but
I know
I
they
don't
have
know.
like an initial fee when you
Yeah,
post a game on there. I think it's like what, like $100 or something like that.
yeah,
Like there's essentially a buy-in for them to get on the platform, but I don't know if of any like reoccurring fees for games being hosted on there.
yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. We got it, but let's go through them. Kind of as we were. Phineas and Ferb talked about Hercules, absolute classic. If you played it on
It's a
the
good game.
PlayStation 1.
It's a good
Um,
game.
yeah, the it has like a 2.5D like aspect to it. That's really cool. Stunt
Mm-hmm.
Island, never heard of. Afterlife, never heard of.
Nope.
Um,
News to me.
Disney's Princess and the Frog, based on the movie
Okay.
that got removed. Cars, Radiator Springs Adventures. Boom,
That was
axed.
game, dude. That was game of the year 2006. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Disney's Fairies, Tinkerbell's Adventure,
All right.
2010. All right. Toy
What a
Story Mania. Who remembers this one for the PlayStation 3, PC, Xbox, and Wii in 2009?
not me.
Not me. Disney's Winnie the Pooh from 2011.
2011. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, very positive.
Hmm.
Lucidity said mixed reviews. It came out on the PC and 360 in 2009.
This looks kind of cool, actually. Uh, it's a
Yeah,
Lucasfilms game.
yeah, you'd probably really like that one.
Okay, I might have to check this out later. But yeah,
Yeah,
it has a
check it.
cool art style. I'm surprised that has like mixed reviews.
Yeah. Of course, Planes, Armed and Dangerous, cult classic following.
Yep.
Little Chicken Little Ace in Action, 2006. That got axed. And
Rip.
Finding Nemo from 2003.
That's like a GameCube PS2 era game. That's
Yeah,
wild that it's even on the platform.
yeah,
So now you can't buy these games anymore on digital storefronts.
right.
uh, which sucks considering Disney's Hercules, like that had, I believe, an actual PC release that was like physical back in the day. I believe most of these did, but
Yeah, it was on
unless you,
PC.
but now like you can't go out of your way to go and purchase these games anymore. Are they abandonware at this point?
Abandoned? I mean, I guess so. Where can you get them? Isn't
Not on
abandonware like
Steam.
for like development?
It's like stuff you that's like out of licensing, so you can't like legally purchase it anymore from whatever thing.
Mm,
So it's like, oh well, it's in limbo now. Anybody's just free to download it essentially.
I'm sure Disney would not like you downloading their games.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Especially stuff with their IPs. Um,
Yeah, but I mean, they should be preserved somewhere.
yeah, people should still have access to these games. Period.
Yeah,
We talked before about even if a game isn't great, like people should have a way to experience it regardless. Um,
right.
it may not be in the exact context of whatever platform or whatever, but as long as people can play it and enjoy it in some fashion, then whatever, you know?
Yeah, and like it's just too hard for like a regular person to like buy all the games and track them all
Yeah,
down and like make your own collection to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be the one to preserve them. No, like regular people can't do that. Um,
yeah,
that's why museums exist, museums and
yeah.
libraries.
Libraries are great for that. You can just rent games, movies, books, you anything that like is in their media library, thus the word,
Hmm.
um, is free. Not free, but it is available for you to take home and enjoy for a period of time. Uh,
Right.
in museums on that same note, you know, you're even if you're not like experiencing the piece of media that's there at the museum itself, like you can still like see it and understand it and get a little context behind it, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But with
Yeah,
like,
I mean, but there's not like a lot of video game museums out right now.
yeah, the only one I
I
can
mean,
think
Nintendo
of
has
is like,
theirs.
oh, okay, so two then. Yeah, there's a Nintendo
Yeah.
museum. You know, they sell like giant Wii remote like plushes that are like human sized there. I really want one. But that's not besides the point.
Yeah. So, Nintendo has theirs. I we recently learned of the Video Game History Foundation, which that's not really even a museum. It's just, they're just like their own foundation. It's not like you can go somewhere and like view their stuff.
Now,
You
isn't
can go
there
on
a
YouTube and
national video game museum? Am I incorrect
I
about
think the
that?
Smithsonian actually keeps some video games in like museum, but they got to be like important video games.
Frisco, Texas. Um, the National Video Game Museum. I thought there was one out in California specifically, but maybe it moved here.
Hmm.
Um, I guess there's the National Video Game Museum in Texas, in Frisco, Texas, if you're interested, which has like a bunch of like playable um, like games and stuff like that from histories past. And some stuff that's like in the context of the original, so you're playing like the original hardware of a bunch of different games. Um,
Yeah,
and then
that'd be
like
cool.
so you've got Nintendo's museum and you've got that to experience like
Hmm.
gaming, I guess, in its original or whatever, or retro gaming in its original context. But you can't do that widespread, and you have to travel to a place for that,
Right,
and not everybody's able to do that.
right. I mean, there should be like an online museum that has like a repository where
Hmm.
you can like essentially play the games and legally, so
Legally, that's the
they're
big
not
one.
at risk of being taken down.
Um, I will forever quote this Gabe Newell quote where he says piracy is a service issue where
Hmm.
people are shown historically that they are willing to buy games off of whatever platform, whatever medium, um, if it's available and if the service isn't crappy.
Right.
Um, and obviously these aren't like hit selling games, but like to remove them off the platform, just period, as if it's like a regular retailer that they're like losing money on, is nuts to me. You know?
Yeah. Because right now, if I wanted to go play, let's go see how much that's selling for on eBay. The Hercules.
Oh Lord. Yeah, Disney's
How do you
Hercules.
spell it?
Let's see how much it is.
Her-
Hercules. Hercules. That's a good game. Like
All
real.
right, the PC version. Um, this one says it's factory sealed. That's $100, but you can get the game disc only for like $3.
I guess that's not that bad. But now,
Yeah.
Steve, do you have a disc reader in your computer?
No.
Most people don't.
Yeah. So
So
now I got to
that's
go out and
another.
buy a disc reader or something.
Yep, you got to find something that lets you play the actual media itself on top of
Yeah.
that. And then
Let's see.
also, this isn't
PS1.
designed to run on like modern hardware. Like a game that's designed for Windows XP is not going to run properly on Windows 10 and Windows 11.
Yeah. Here,
That's why
if you had a
GOG's.
place, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, okay. If you have the PlayStation 1, it's like between
Mm,
50 and $90 for that version.
50? Are you
Yeah.
for real?
This one, yeah,
That's
I'm for real.
wild. It's so expensive on the PS1.
Yeah. What's the CR CPGR? Is that what it is?
VGPC,
Okay. VGPC.
CGPR, is that what you said? I'm seeing it sell between like 30 and $70 essentially. Um for
Okay. And the
a
price
loose
starting.
copy to like a complete in box. Well,
Yeah.
like 30 to 80 actually, which is still pricey.
Yeah.
This game used to be like $10 in like the 2010s. That's crazy to me. So yeah, those are your two options: buy a disc reader, get a thing to, you know, download your disc onto your computer, and then get some extension to basically run it in on on modern
Modern hardware.
hardware. Uh, or buy a PS1 or a PS3 and then play the PS1 version, which is going to run you back a couple $100 just in
Wait, why'd you
total.
skip over the PS2?
I don't know why. In my head, only the PS1 and the PS3 could play PS1 games. You get a PS1, a PS2, or PS3, and both of those, or all three of those, are getting kind of pricey nowadays.
Yeah.
Lord knows the PS3 is. Um,
Yeah, especially if so I'm trying to like get into like collecting retro games and I'm like just looking at everything and I'm like it's just way too expensive. I'm like I can't be doing that right now.
yeah, with everything else getting really expensive, it's just not feasible. So if there
Yeah.
was a way to legally purchase this game uh, on a modern storefront, you know, that would just cut out so many of the problems with this legally, if there was a way to purchase these. But
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like there is right now. Well, this is why GOG's service is so awesome. Is literally, okay, we have the old PC version. We're going to get that running on modern hardware using whatever tools that we have to enable that to just run natively. Um, and they release patches for these regularly. They're testing these rigorously. Like they're getting like the source code for a lot of these games from the original developers so that they can make it run on modern hardware. But like, I don't see Disney trying to do that in the future.
No, and I also don't see GOG being able to get these games from Disney.
Yeah, I'm sure they would be willing to do these, especially like Hercules and Armed and Dangerous. Those are two well
Yeah.
received games on this list. But
Hmm.
here we are.
Yeah. Do you
What do you
think
think?
Disney will do like a knockoff and do like their own a knockoff
Their
Steam?
own platform?
Yeah, their own game platform.
That's exactly what I was about to ask you. Is like, are they getting ready to like do like a Disney download or something?
Yeah. They would call it something stupid like that.
Disney stream your game. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this?
I
1994?
think Disney actually owns like part of Epic
Do they?
a little bit. Like I think I saw a comment somewhere that said they own like 9% of Epic.
Oh yeah, that's why they've started doing more Disney crossovers within the past like 2 years. Because I think literally 2 years
Oh,
ago they invested like a ton into Epic Games.
yeah. So
They're like
like I
a
looked
majority
to see if
stakeholder.
these games were on Epic Game Store and they're not. But like maybe if they do their own platform and they're like, oh,
Hmm.
this is too hard. We're just gonna partner with Epic and it'd be the Epic Disney store.
Yeah, basically they
Whatever.
just dump
You
all
know.
of the Disney games that they have on there
Yeah.
instead. Just avoid
Yeah.
Steam altogether. Wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
That would be the best thing. They'll make you have like a Disney Plus subscription to access the games on Epic, and then like
Oh
you have to
yeah.
like link your accounts and make it backwards and like hard to get them still.
They go out of their way to just make it like as frustrating to get these games. Because like, what do you do if
Yeah.
you don't have a Disney Plus subscription? I can't go play Disney's Hercules.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go do something else.
Yeah, well,
Simply.
they'll probably want to compete with Netflix because Netflix is doing their games that you can stream on their platform. So Disney's like, oh, we got to have a way to do that too, but we already kind of have like one with Epic. So let's just put them all on Epic and make it like a tie-in. So that way it's like
Yeah.
you get Disney Plus, you get access to all our Disney games.
I think that'd be fine if you didn't have to pay for the games, like, and they were just whatever
Yeah,
games. Like, oh, you have access to our entire backlog of
yeah,
old Disney games. Like, I could see that. That would be kind of
yeah.
cool,
Then it's like Game Pass.
which is pretty cool.
Except the
Game
price.
Pass. Yeah, I was gonna say it. Like like I was in the middle of saying that was pretty cool, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, that game it's like $17 a month now. It's expensive,
Yeah.
just like Disney Plus.
Yeah. But who knows? Our lost media.
Hopefully not lost forever. Um, hopefully there'll be some way to download and play these games legally in the future, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's move on.
Okay.
Steve,
Yeah.
Steve, have you heard about this modder that was forced to take down their mod recently?
I did hear about it.
Okay. Well, I I think this is really funny coming from somebody who has like an extensive background in doing like game mods and stuff like that during like the Wii era.
Hmm.
Um, but this guy apparently he was um, paywalling his mods behind a Patreon, which is basically a
Hmm.
subscription for this mod essentially,
Yeah.
um, which is
Wait,
crazy.
you had to pay monthly for it, or was it just like a one-time thing?
Well, Patreon you have to pay in monthly.
Okay, but once you download the mod,
Well, updates and the such, you know,
okay.
anytime there's an update,
Oh.
you gotta pay for the update essentially.
Hmm.
That's how he gets you. Um, so CD Projekt Red, they issue a DMCA against this mod creator uh, recently and ask them to take it down because they're breaking their terms of service.
Yeah.
Now, normally, Steve, I would be against this. I would be against a game creator DMCAing a like a mod, especially one that's very cool like this one, Cyberpunk 2027 in VR. That sounds awesome.
It does sound cool.
But here's the deal. Um, mods are a thing that are supposed to be created out of passion and love. They're not supposed to be paywalled behind anything. Firstly, because it goes against terms of service, and it's usually a scummy thing to do in general. And secondly, it sucks for people who just want to get like some cool upgrade to their pre-existing game. Uh, I think of like Skyrim and the Fallout games and their various mods that just enhance the game experience that like even Bethesda really doesn't go out of their way to do. But to
Yeah.
paywall that, it's awful.
Bethesda, like, they actually like support the modders, so give them like mod tools and everything.
Yeah, they go all in on letting like modders do, you know, pretty much whatever they want within the terms of service. Um, and even give them ways to make some revenue off of it within the terms of service in a non-predatory way,
Yeah.
which I do
So how much was he
appreciate.
making on Patreon?
Uh, reportedly, $20,000 a month. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot, dude. A month?
Ooh, wow, wow! It's crazy even that that many people were willing to pay for it. That it became such a like big issue.
That's like $240,000 a year. That's probably more than like developers for these games get paid.
I don't know exactly how long it was up and running for, but regardless, it's a bad precedent for you to be
Yeah.
like making that much money off of this mod. It's going to show other people that like, oh, sell your mod even if you can only do it for a certain or for a certain period of time. Like
Hmm.
you can make bank off of it. And I think that's only going to be dragging the community down if they go down that route.
Yeah, it's gonna make some scummy mods out there, and it's not gonna be great.
We can only hope just the community doesn't latch onto that kind of mindset. For the most part, they don't, from my experience, but because they were kind of against like like other monetization of modding infrastructure, like when I think when like what was it called? Valve tried it a while ago.
Yeah. Valve, they wanted to they wanted to support modders so that they were this is like back when like what is it called? What's their mod store called? It's not a store.
Um Steam Workshop.
Yeah, Steam Workshop. They wanted Steam Workshop to like help support modders make mods for games. So they were like, if you want to sell your mod, you can sell it on Steam Workshop. And then like the game community had like a ton of pushback on all that. And
Yeah.
so back in like 2015 is when this was going on. They took that, they walked that back and they're like, okay, we're not gonna allow you to sell your mods on here.
And I think that's kind of interesting considering Valve has been very pro creator in general, and that was like a way for them to support creators, and also like I'm sure they're making like their own cut of that, obviously. Um,
Hmm.
but like historically in the past, Valve has been the one to you put a thing on something on the Steam Workshop for like a Team Fortress 2 hat, and then eventually that would make it into the game, thus making the mod creator get some revenue from that period. So they're
Hmm.
like, okay, we can make another revenue stream for mod creators to make some money with, um, even though their stuff isn't directly officially supported in whatever medium it's in or whatever game it's in. Um, but yeah, the community doesn't generally like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just not a good
So I
precedent.
mean, I looked into a little bit about like what the mod is. The mod
Yeah.
itself is pretty cool.
Okay,
Because
lay it
it's
out for
not,
me.
yeah, it's not just for Cyberpunk, right? It's
Hmm.
also for numerous other games, including Elden Ring, Far Cry, even Spider-Man.
Wow.
And it did work for Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and the Mafia trilogy. But previously, this isn't the first time they had a DMCA takedown. Take-Two came at them for the GTA 5 and whatever, and they were like, "You can't do that." So this is like the second, actually third time, because I'll get to
This is
the third part that came in later as well.
there's a third one. Okay. Well,
Yeah, that
I
happened just
I
like
will say
yesterday or something.
shorthand. I will say Take Two. They are very litigious about mods and mods existing. Period. Like they Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, the Mafia games. Any kind of mods that are made for it, they will update the game very quickly and patch any kind of thing that will allow mods to exist or DMCA mod creators all the time. I would argue that they're as litigious as Nintendo is with fan games and the such.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Did you hear what hi- his statement was? That modder statement.
Tell me about it.
So he said, in response, he said that he doesn't believe CG Project Red are within their rights to demand the software needs to be free. He says it's not derivative work or fan content, but that it supports a large number of games which are built upon different engines, and it contains absolutely zero code or assets from your IP.
Hmm.
So is that a mod or is it? He's trying to say it's not like a mod,
He's saying it's like a
kinda.
separate program essentially.
Right, like I think he's saying it's like a plugin kind of, but
I mean,
isn't
if
aren't
it
all plugins mods, but not all mods are plugins?
yes,
Yeah, so
it's one of those things where if it's going in the game folder and it's messing with anything inside there, even if it's not directly like changing something in like an INI file or whatever,
hmm.
like it's still technically modding how the game is processing to like a monitor or a screen. And in this case, it's changing how like what's getting rendered and like what is rendering to what device essentially. Um
Yeah. It's like it is changing the game. It's not despite that it doesn't use their IP or whatever, like just because you didn't change the way V looks, or whatever. doesn't mean that
Yeah,
it's like you're not modifying how the game functions.
for sure. I think if it was literally just taking the output image of a program and just putting it into the VR, maybe you could have like some leg room to stand on, but as it stands right now, not the case.
Yeah.
But what's crazy about this too is he didn't just make it free, he just took it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
And
why
then
would he take it down? Sorry, what were you saying?
he said that that CD Projekt, they're punishing him for it. Or no. He said after he took it down, people started pirating it. And then he said the people that are pirating it are punishing me for not being
Oh,
not
come
telling the
on,
CD
man.
Projekt.
Get over yourself, dude. That is
Yeah.
nuts.
But like I think that gets like at the heart of like why mods are free to begin with, because like you put your mod out there, anyone that's
Mhm.
like halfway decent in programming can like take your mod and just upload it somewhere else. Like game companies and all sorts of media companies, like Netflix in particular,
Yeah.
they work very hard to prevent piracy like this. And so,
Yes.
like, if you and you as like your regular Joe Schmo modder type of guy, you don't have the type of resources, the billions and billions of dollars of resources it takes to like crack down on piracy and different websites and everything. So, like, that's a large reason why mods are free. Because if you
Hmm.
think about it, you go back to the Steam Workshop example. If Steam was going to be on the modder side and help them prevent them from being pirated, quote unquote,
Yeah.
piracy only exists if you're like buying it, I guess. But
Hmm.
so now it's not.
Now it's not.
Yeah.
Uh, but here's the deal: is like yes, it's protecting. There's an aspect of like protecting your works and protecting what you've made. But if your thing is again going against the terms of service in such a way that it's literally like, hey, just we don't. What's crazy about this to me, okay, it's something I've kind of glossed over, is that CD Projekt Red didn't initially DMCA them. They just said
Right.
make it free,
Hmm.
and it's like, okay, we know you're getting money off of this, but we'd rather you just weren't making a profit on our something that is basically within our rights to say don't mess with, because it's our IP, it's our game, it's our this, and you are messing with some of the code in there. Period.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's well within their rights to just be like, yeah, no, stop. But uh, there's a precedent here, which is he cares more about the money he'd be making from this program that he probably could have gone a completely different route to sell, but instead he's going through a Patreon to
It
kind
could
of
have
do this
been,
bootleg.
yeah, it could have been a voluntary donation,
Yeah,
and that would have sus- sus- been good enough.
sufficed.
Sufficed. There you, thank you. That would have sufficed, CD Project.
Yeah, I think that would have been perfectly fine. I mean, there are plenty of uh like the PC ports for various games that get decompiled. Um, they do not take any kind of money. They don't you don't have to buy it, you don't have to do anything, but they do have, hey, if you want to donate, if you like what we do, this is just supporting us. It's not supporting the project. It's just completely, these are two separate things essentially, right? And that
Yeah.
distinction goes a long way.
Yeah. Well, a couple of days ago, after CD Projekt did the DMC takedown, he also got another DMC takedown, this time by the devs from Ghost Runner.
Ooh,
So two in a week, three overall.
dang.
It's not good. And it caused his Patreon to get suspended.
Yeah, it checks out. It just
Yeah.
checks out. um I think literally if he had not just made this a Patreon and instead maybe if this was something where like the user itself, the user themselves had to like uh put whatever files into the program to actually make it so that it would like do all this, and maybe if this was done through like a different platform other than Patreon, um this might have been legal for them to do, but I think the avenue that they went through, which basically just got them more money,
Yeah.
and more liability at the same time, just it made it more frustrating for him, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's his own problem.
Yeah.
It's his own fault.
Yeah.
Oh, very silly. All right, we can move on.
Okay.
What else we got?
Ubisoft is struggling.
Oh,
Their stock price has lost 95% of its value over the last 5 years.
that's a lot.
It is. It's so much. It's like, what is they doing over there? It's-
You want me to start? It's a long list.
yeah.
uh,
Well, on Thursday, their shares fell by 35%, which is just continuing that trend from 5 years, you know.
mhm.
And in an official statement, they said that Ubisoft said it expects an operating loss of around $1 billion this year.
Oof, that's rough.
Mm, Yeah. Um, and this is not good for Ubisoft. Like, why are they doing so bad? Do you have any insight to that, Jamie?
Um, their games have, well, actually, there's a lot of reasons. The off the top of my head, the first ones that I can think of have their games have been stagnant. They're all kind of like they're big selling games like Assassin's Creed, the Watch Dogs. I mean the Tom Clancy games. They've all kind of just been doing the same thing. Like nothing new is coming out. Kind of like how I would argue like Call of Duty right now is under hot water for just like doing nothing. Um, but Ubisoft's games are single player focused and boring, so they don't have the addictive nature to like get people to continue playing them.
Hmm.
Um, there's a ton of allegations of sexual assault by a lot of the corporate C-suite and mid-range, people who work at the corporate company, which has gotten them under hot water a while ago. I don't know what came of that, but this was kind of during, or I guess this came out like after a lot of the Blizzard stuff came out like a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
Um, their games just generally haven't been selling nearly as well. Even like the player count, I think, for like Rainbow Six Siege has just kind of gone down. And they've tried restructuring it, and they've tried like reselling it as like, oh, it's the new Rainbow Six Siege, which is their Counter Strike, it's their Call of Duty, it's their whatever. Hasn't been very successful for the most part. Um, and even like some of their like smaller titles also have not been doing very well. It seems like Ubisoft has no brand power right now. And it might just be because people are tired of the games that they're putting out, or people just don't like. There's like a name attachment type deal where people just don't like Ubisoft. Um, so I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But the
So the CEO, um, in a statement, kind of a lengthy statement for this type of thing, they said that they're going to make some radical changes to the company's structure and operating model. And so let's go through that plan. I think that'd be very interesting to see what their plan is to do.
yeah.
So, first off, they're going to try and stop and slow the hemorrhaging. So that part includes their restructuring. They're going to close several studios. They're going to make even more layoffs, which they've been doing a ton of recently.
Yep.
And they're going to cancel 6 projects. The most hotly anticipated one was the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, which I just
Oh,
heard was like very close to completion. And
yeah,
they're
that's
like,
rough.
we're gonna cut that off. They had 3 new IPs and a mobile game, and then some other unannounced projects.
Can I just interject
Yeah,
and say the
sure.
one thing that's not on the chopping block right now is Beyond Good and Evil 2. Like that game hasn't been shown off in 10 years, and the creative lead left. The guy who was literally like, "Wow, I want to make this game. This is my passion game." He left due to creative differences. Um which was not a good sign. And then we haven't heard anything about it since. So it's
Yeah,
strange
how
to
is
me
it?
that it's just strange that like Beyond Good and Evil 2 is not getting canned, but Prince of Persia that's almost finished is.
Yeah, like who's in charge of like deciding what game gets cut, what game doesn't? It
It's
seems like
corporate, I
their
guess.
priorities are kind of backwards.
Yeah.
But they do say these cost cutting measures will save around 500 million euros.
To also end work from home, and all
Oh yeah,
employees must work in the office from what I'm reading on the notes here.
yeah.
Which does that save them money overall?
No, but I think their argument is like it helps with like company culture and like uh, a bunch of back and forth, making sure your people are working. I don't know.
I guess it's like an
So
investor
I say
thing,
just let them
really.
work from home. Who cares? It's
Yeah,
just
I
a
think
thing
that's
they
like an
want to do.
investor thing. We're
Yeah,
like, oh man, no, our employees are in office. They're not working from home at all. Don't worry about it.
yeah.
I
All
don't
right.
know.
So then they're restructuring. So they're gonna do a radically new value creation model, is what they're marketing this as, right?
Okay.
It's gonna be gamer-centric organization
What does
structured
that mean?
around I don't know. They're gonna be structured around creative genres, rely on integrated business units with faster, decentralized decision making and greater ability to adapt to players' expectations. That's a bunch of corpo mumbo jumbo for that we're gonna take the company and we're gonna split it into a bunch of different smaller companies, and Ubisoft is gonna be like the umbrella company, and these little smaller development studios are going to focus on different genres, and they're gonna
Mm,
be in charge of those specific genres and those games instead of like Ubisoft once and for all. And so
mm.
what they're doing, it sounds to me, is that like these individual companies will be um more
Either like focused more on specific things, maybe.
uh
Were there like
I'm
different
blanking.
dev studios and different like
What's the
I don't
word,
know
Jamie?
which word?
Where you're like responsible for your own shit.
They're in charge of their own stuff, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe we'll cut my like brain fog out.
I mean,
But okay,
no,
so they're gonna be more
I get the vibe.
responsible for their IPs that they control.
Yes,
And
I get the
and
vibe.
because they're more responsible, they're gonna be able to more quickly adapt and uh, be more in control of what they own, but also they're going to bear the brunt. These creative houses are
Mhm.
going to bear the brunt of what happens more than Ubisoft, the parent company.
Interesting. It's interesting that Ubisoft itself is gonna take like less of the blame, but um, I
More of the
do
success.
or the success. Oh, I think Ubisoft itself is gonna take the success, just period.
Yeah.
That's kind of what these types of companies do. Uh, there is uh hold on, I'll get into that. I'll get into where I'm going to compare this to in a second. So
Okay. Do you want me to
what are
go
these
through the
creative
creative
houses?
houses?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about first.
All right. So one they already have in place is called Vantage Studios. And that's Ubisoft's three biggest brands: Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. Okay, and then they have Creative House 2. That's going to
Okay.
be the Division, Ghost Recon, and Splinter Cell,
Okay.
which is cool. I haven't seen a Splinter Cell in a very long time. So it's like I can't.
A, a
Okay,
new one would be good.
yeah. Creative House 3 is going to include For Honor, The Crew, Riders Republic, Brawlhalla, and Skull and Bones.
Cool.
Creative House 4 will be narrative-driven fantasy-oriented series, including Anno, Might and Magic, Rayman, Prince of Persia, and Beyond Good and Evil.
Well, maybe they'll make a new Rayman game.
Yeah, maybe they'll make a new Prince of Persia after they just axed it.
Why did they have them
Like,
finish it? You know,
yeah, I know, right? You could have planned it here.
just like
And
absolve
then
them into
Creative
the.
House 5,
Yeah.
this is gonna be
Mhm.
family and casual games. It's gonna be Just Dance, Uno,
Okay.
Hasbro, Idle Miner Tycoon, Ketchup, Hungry Shark, and Invincible Guarding the Globe.
Okay. So they have a bunch of different creative studios that, or there's a bunch of different studios that are calling their creative houses, and these different
Hmm.
divisions of Ubisoft's creative teams are their own studios that are have their own culture under the Ubisoft umbrella. Um, I think this is a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good thing too. The only thing is that like if you're one of these creative houses and your game flops,
Hmm.
what happens there? How responsible is like Ubisoft going to be? How much um are they going to come in and like perhaps like save you or make sure you like your little studio kind of sort of independent halfway studio doesn't like go under.
I
I don't know.
th- they're going to be treating this like it is um like okay, well, individual people, creatives, and executive people for the studios themselves are probably going to be more in trouble than like the entire studio. At
Mm,
worst, I mean, what are they going to do? Lay off everybody and then get a whole new team in there, essentially? I mean,
yeah.
that's kind of already what they've been doing for the longest time. So they're pretty much testing the waters right now to see um, what even they want to do in that type of scenario. I don't even think they're
Mm-hmm.
entirely sure because like it's been proven by like Amazon and like a couple other people who have tried to get into game development and buying a studio, get buying a bunch of people and getting them on board just doesn't work. So there will be some kind of accountability for each studio specifically, but I doubt like one studio flopping is going to affect the other too much.
Yeah.
I
But
do
do you think
like
it's gonna
this
work?
though. Okay, so this is kind of how
It's like a
Japanese game development companies have done it for the longest time. Capcom and
oh.
Nintendo are the two examples I can think of, where Nintendo has R&D 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that all have or different offices in one or two buildings that they have, and they all make different things. They're all
Mm-hmm.
making different games and different products or whatever. Capcom itself also right now they have Division One and Division Two, and Division One is their major franchises. Division Two is like their it's not technically their B team, but Monster Hunter, Ace Attorney, Onimusha, it's essentially their B team. Um,
Yeah.
and so that has worked out for Nintendo and Capcom for an extended period of time, and their falters in between there have been executive and decision level stuff really. But I could see this working out better for Ubisoft because now they can kind of manage things a little bit better and kind of pick and choose what developers would be better on certain projects period, just as a whole.
Yeah.
um
I like how like they said it was a radically new creation model. It
It's
is
not really.
it's not really.
It's new to them, but doesn't mean it's new. Yeah, what it is here, based on this little graph that I'm seeing, is like Ubisoft HQ getting stuff from the creative houses and then back and forth to Ubisoft HQ, but then they have this creative network, which I'm assuming is it says here a network of studios partnering with all creative houses to provide the best in class production quality. So the creative wait, are the creative houses not even the studios themselves?
No, I think they are because they including dedicated lead studios.
Okay. Okay, so it's like
Yeah.
I guess it's like outsourcing work really. Is the
Yeah.
creative network. Okay.
I think like I don't know, uh voice actors or translation services.
Yeah, anything of the sort, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, so stuff like that.
Well, I see this probably working out better for Ubisoft than anything they've tried within the past like 10 years.
Do you think the games will be higher quality?
I think certain games will be higher quality, but real talk, Ubisoft corporate pretty much wants the same thing from their big studio or their big games, which is Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. They don't want anything different from those things. But I think their
Mm-hmm.
other studios will shine a little bit more in the coming years. Because if they're getting like a lot of the individual developers who worked on, some of the more unique Ubisoft titles in the last few years, I think this could work out really well for them.
Okay, I guess we'll find out in probably about 3 to 5 years.
I'm only rooting for Ubisoft if they make a new Rayman game. Simple as that.
Get on it.
That's right. Creative House 4. I want to see a new Rayman on my desk by Monday.
Creative House 5, change the name of Hungry Shark to Hangry Shark. Boom.
Millions. Millions. Also, I think it's really funny. This one thing is called ketchup, like ketchup. It's really fun. Yeah. I'm not a huge Ubisoft fan. I really don't like most of their games. Assassin's Creed,
Mhm.
pretty much. The Rainbow
Yeah.
Six games, not a fan. But hopefully this leads to more high quality products, just period.
Yeah. Maybe they'll like redo a whole new thing.
Yeah. They
Or
reboot
I
Assassin's
mean,
Creed and make it less boring.
I shut down. My brain shut down.
He's powering down. Shutting down. Well, I think we covered pretty much everything we can cover.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys like the topics we talked about, put that little like button. Weep.
Hit it. Smash it.
Smash the
Share.
subscribe button. And then type whatever you want in the comment box. Just anything.